Conservative new media viewers, JLin fans around the world, LA Lakers fans around the world, what's up? It's me, PFV, Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. We're here to discuss the Lakers' 101-99 overtime victory against the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minneapolis, Minnesota last night. With the victory, the Lakers improved to 19-51 on the season. The Wolves fall to 16-55 for the year. I believe these are the two worst teams by record in the Western Conference. Yes, that is correct. They are. So this was kind of the battle of the not halves, or whatever you want to call it, for this season. But it actually turned out to be a fairly entertaining game. What happened in the game was that the Lakers were up. After the first quarter, they got to a nice lead. Wolves narrowed the lead down a little bit at halftime. Then the third quarter was fairly even. Wolves made a surge towards the end of the regulation. In the fourth quarter, they came back. They tied up the game. Looked like the Lakers were going to kind of choke things away. And the Lakers were able to surge just enough in the overtime to get the victory. And that's kind of what happened. The Lakers had things under control, and they kind of went with the lineup late that it might not have been the best lineup for them to try to get the win with. I'll just say it like that. And the Wolves took advantage of that, but the young Lakers were able to pull it together, find their groove, and kind of do what they needed to do in overtime, particularly, I believe, Jordan Clarkson. So it was a nice performance by him. Let's go over the stats quickly. For the Wolves, they were led by Andrew Wiggins, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Nice outing for the rookie. Chase Budinger off the bench, 22 points, 6 rebounds. Zach LaVine, another rookie, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Turning towards the Lakers, Jordan Clarkson led the way with 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. He overcame 6 turnovers, which was good to see. Nice game by Jordan, especially a good finish. Ed Davis off the bench, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Ryan Kelly and Tariq Black each had 11 points and 7 or more rebounds. JLin, 19 points in 29 minutes played. Shot 6 of 14 from the field, including 1 of 5 from three-point range, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, no block shots, 3 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and his plus-minus was a plus 15, which was tied for the best on the team with Ryan Kelly. Now, how did Jeremy play? Jeremy played great in this game. He played great in this game. And, that's just the quick overview. The 3 turnovers really weren't anything. None of them was particularly that bad. The last one wasn't great, but he just played very poised, very relaxed, and this looked a lot like the best version of Linsanity. So, we can definitely discuss it as Linsanity Prime, but he looked completely in control of what he was doing. Like, he just seemed like he could do anything he wanted to do. And it was phenomenal to see, and this continues the Linsanity Prime streak now, which is at, 18 games or so, where he's just getting better and better with his decisions. He's more steady and calm mentally in terms of what he wants to do. He's not forcing things, and he's playing within the flow of the offense, and it's just working great. It's just working extremely well. Now, what was going on before the game was that Jeremy has been sick. He mentioned this after the game last night, or actually 2 nights ago now. He mentioned after the OKC game that he was feeling a little sick, a little under the weather. It didn't really show up in this game, which was good to see. And that was the main thing that was going on outside of off the court as we headed into this game. Of course, Byron Scott unfortunately had to miss this game, as he's going to miss the next game as well because of the family mourning the loss of Byron's mother. So again, we send out all our thoughts and prayers to the Scott family and all of their friends, and hopefully Byron will be able to take this time and just kind of, feel at peace when he comes back to the team and resumes team activities. Okay, let's go over some specific things that happened in the game. One other thing I should mention is that JLin, he had 5 assists on this game, and he basically had 10 blown assists. So he easily could have finished this game with 8-9 assists, no problem, and it would have made his assist-to-turnover ratio look even better. There's really the only statistical negatives you could take out of this game for Jeremy are he was 1 of 5 from 3-point range. Okay, so that takes the 3-point percentage down a little bit, and he had 3 turnovers in 29 minutes. So that will take the turnovers per 36 number up a little bit. Both of those are pretty minor things, and like I said, he played great overall. And you can't get caught up in little stuff like that because he just played so well from a total perspective. So those are the only possible things you could nibble at, I guess, if you were looking for some negativity. Early on, he had a nice assist to Jordan Clarkson for a dunk in transition. Then, middle of the first, he got his first turnover of the game. He was driving on the right side of the court, driving towards the basket, driving to his right, and he stumbled. He stumbled like he was going to fall down. And while he was falling down, he kind of tried to pass the ball out to one of his teammates so that he wouldn't get called for travel if he was like on the ground just holding the ball. And that's how that first turnover came. And he tripped. There's nothing else you can really say about it besides that. Then in the middle of the first, he had a nice pass to Tarek Black for a layup in transition. Tarek ran down the middle of the paint and just kind of posted up. And Jeremy saw him and just got him the ball, and a very simple, easy layup there. Okay, moving on. Later in the first, Jeremy started out, and he started out not shooting well. He started out 0 of 3 from the field. I'm looking at it right here. So he missed his first couple of shots, but that didn't deter him, which is good. He was playing some nice defense, very nice defense, and he got his first score of the game. He got a layup, left-handed layup, just kind of got the pass right around the free throw line or so, and just as soon as he got the pass, drove right to the basket, which was nice. And moving on in the second, Jeremy was on the bench to start the second. He played the entire first quarter. He did not come into the game until there was 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second quarter. Moving to late into the second quarter, then he got his second turnover. He expected that Ed Davis was going to make a particular move to the basket. And so Jeremy threw a pass to where he thought that Ed Davis was going to be. And Ed did not go there, and so the ball, I think, went out of bounds. And then you could kind of see them talking about it afterwards. Maybe Ed said, yeah, it was my fault or whatever. So the 2 turnovers, one, he tripped and just threw the ball out. And the second one here was just a miscommunication with Ed Davis. Again, both of those are nothing. They're not important turnovers. Okay. In his third assist of the game, he faked like he was going to shoot a 3-pointer. I kind of faked the guy up, and then he dished the ball underneath to Ed Davis for a dunk, so that was sweet. Fourth assist, drove to the basket, drew Ed Davis's man to him. Then he kind of wrapped around a pass around Ed Davis's man to Ed Davis, who then dunked the ball. So that was really nice. As I said here, he's passing. He's most of what he was doing here late in the second was passing. He was just picking apart the Wolves with his passing. There were at least 3 blown assists in this period of time. And there were also at least 3 completed assists in this time. So Jeremy was just passing, just killing the Wolves with this. Then he scored his own layup, and he got a steal. So it was like complete Linsanity rocking and rolling here. Just no stopping him. Score, pass, dual threat, double threat. How are you going to stop him? What are you going to do? And the Wolves didn't have any idea how to stop him, and they couldn't. And so he was just rolling. Yeah, that's it. So that's kind of what we went to halftime, 49-43 for the Lakers. And again, Jeremy just owned that late second quarter stretch with basically 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes left until halftime. He just was in complete control of that part of the game. Okay, moving on into the third quarter. Jeremy scored a three-pointer from about 10 degrees left of the top of the arc. He shot it off the dribble. Basically, Minnesota didn't come out and challenge him. They didn't. Either they didn't respect his shot, or that just a defensive rotation was missed. So he was basically wide open. He got the ball. I was like, well, okay, I'm just going to shoot it. And that's what he did, and bang, it went in. Then he missed a shot, a fadeaway jump shot on good defensive pressure. Then Jordan Clarkson stole the ball. Jeremy raced out, and Jordan got him the ball ahead of him so he could get the layup. And then he had he just went right through the Minnesota defense, right through the teeth of the defense, right through the middle of the lane for a right-handed layup. And then that caused a Minnesota timeout. Like, what happened there? How did you let this guy just go right down the middle of the lane? So he was still grooving right now. That late second quarter, early third quarter, he was just completely in control. And I know, as Tina said on Twitter, he looks totally relaxed now. And he's really starting to find his groove now. Just what he can do and how to do it in this offense and everything. It's all clicking right now. Okay, then he saved the ball from going out of bounds. It was like a Lakers defensive rebound. It's going to go out of bounds. He saved it. That was good. Moving on to the middle of the third. Then he had another blown assist. He missed a couple of shots, but I put a note that says the Lakers are spreading the floor now. Good. They're creating this space, which is that's the best way for Jeremy to operate. And if you have Ryan Kelly or shooters out there, it gets even easier to make the space to create more space. And they were finally starting to do that. And again, that's Jeremy's style. If you play like that, it almost looked like Mike D'Antoni type of thing. If you play in that way, Jeremy's going to do well. And that's how they were playing, and it was working very well for Jeremy. Okay, moving on to late in the third. Hit a score on a little isolation layup. Another blown assist, an assist that became a turnover. I passed the ball to somebody, and then they fumbled it like out of bounds. Then I put Minnesota is now hard double teaming Jeremy when he has the ball. I think they had finally gotten in their head like, look, we got to stop this guy. It's like what Oklahoma City did later in the second half. They started really double teaming him hard with the ball. He was tearing them apart. I mean, Jeremy for the majority of this game was by far the best Laker. Now, Jordan got some more points and stuff down the stretch, but Jeremy was the best Laker on the court in this game. And Minnesota finally kind of realized that, and they started sending an extra defender at him to just try to make somebody else have to beat them rather than Jeremy doing it over and over again. Okay. And I made the note, Lin playing effortlessly in wide open style, like Mike D'Antoni's system. He can do this every night. This is the thing. The talent's always been there. It never went anywhere. I mean, he's had his moments and his ups and downs mentally and systems that aren't really designed for him, or they're not designed with him being the person running the system, like in Houston, where it's designed, it's set so that James Harden's going to be the guy making the decisions. But what we saw tonight or last night and what we've seen in recent games is Jeremy can do this. I mean, this is what he does. This is his ability to be able to play in this type of a circumstance and this type of a setup on offense. And if you put him in that, it's like fish in water. I mean, he's going to do well, and that's what he did tonight, and it was great to see. Then, also late in the third, Jeremy had his third and final turnover of the game. What happened was he was driving along the right baseline, close to underneath the Lakers basket, and they trapped him. They kind of cut off his dribbling angle. And he tried to pass the ball because he knew if not, he's probably going to step out of bounds or run into somebody for a charge. And he tried to pass the ball under the basket to the left baseline, and it got picked off. So that was a nice play by the defense. And that's the only turnover I have any issue with. And he's just trying to make a play. And when you have so many of assists that he had, plus so many blown assists, you can't get caught up in one turnover. If you have the ball that much and you're making that many plays, you're going to have turnovers every now and then. So I really don't have any problem with the turnovers that he had tonight. Okay, then right at the end of the quarter, he missed a buzzer beater heave 3-pointer, I think it was, and it just kind of went in and out and came back out again. So at the end of 3 quarters, 73-66 for the Lakers. Jeremy, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. And that was going to be the last that Jeremy played in this game. So he played the entire first quarter, he played the entire third quarter, and he played about 5 minutes of the second quarter. And then that was it. Now look, when Jeremy left the game, the Lakers were up by 7 points, 73-66. And look, Jeremy was asked about it after the game. Were you surprised you didn't play anymore? He didn't want to answer it. My own feeling is this: the Lakers aren't trying to win. They're not trying to win. They're trying to tank. That's my own opinion on it. And you had a lineup out there that was probably the best lineup for trying to tank. And it almost happened. It almost happened. Minnesota came back and they tied it up. But credit to the young Lakers, they were able to fight it out and get the victory in the end. But I think the strategy would have been different, and the personnel on the court would have been different if the Lakers were approaching this game in a way that best ensured their chance to win. That's just my feeling. I'm not mad about it. I understand it. This has been discussed all year. This is the position that the Lakers are in. And the Wolves, I think, the Wolves had a chance to hit a 3-pointer in overtime, like the go-ahead 3-pointer. And they missed it. Jordan Clarkson did, I think, have a couple turnovers in the overtime, but he also had some nice plays. He did help bring home the victory, so congrats to him. I said I like Jordan. I have nothing against Jordan at all. I'm glad that he performed well in the overtime. And look, the coaches and the organization, they have to do what they have to do in terms of tanking or not tanking or whatever. The players just going out and they're trying to play and they're trying to win. I mean, you can't program players to not try to win. That's not what these guys are. That's not how they got to the NBA. They want to go out and do their best. So you can't put anything on them. And there's no reason to be mad at anybody else or mad at somebody like, Jordan kind of getting the limelight at the end or whatever you want to call it. So good for him. That's, the Paul Pressey, who was filling in for Byron Scott, he put him in that position, and Jordan came through. So good for him. Now, I know a lot of Lin fans weren't happy at the end of this game. They thought Jeremy should have played in the fourth quarter in overtime. They just weren't happy with how things played out. Look, for me, this was a great game. Jeremy played fantastic in this game. And whether the team wins or loses, it doesn't matter. It's like I said, I don't think they're really concerned about that right now. And if they have concern, I think they'd more want to lose rather than win. But when Jeremy's on the court, and when he was on the court in this game, he played very well. He continues his strong run since the All-Star break. Actually, I think it started before then, but he continues this strong Linsanity Prime run. He played through being sick. We know he's been a little bit dinged up with his wrist and his back. Great. I couldn't be any happier than this. What happens with the team, again, it's not that I don't care about the team or anything like that, but it doesn't matter. This is a lost year. So the team's going to experiment. They're going to try different lineups. Maybe they're going to try to tank. We can't control any of that. I just know that Jeremy came out and he played well. He played well on the road. He played well in a back-to-back situation, which, again, these things have been brought up before as weaknesses of his. He played well even being ill. He ended up shooting a pretty good percentage from the field, even though he started the game 0 of 3 or whatever. So he kind of played through a slow start with the shooting. There's nothing, this is all positive from a Jeremy Lin perspective. He is clearly showing his value to teams around the league right now. He's absolutely building up interest in himself and his services going forward. And this is some of the best basketball of his entire career. This stretch of time since after the All-Star game, which was, February 20th, or the first game since then was the first game after the All-Star break. So in this month, or this 5 weeks, this is some of the best basketball Jeremy has ever played in his career, including Linsanity, New York. So, like I said, there's nothing to feel bad about. This is all positive. This is great. And as we've talked about in describing this as Linsanity Prime, what's particularly great about this period of time that he's playing is he's doing it in a different system. So this isn't, it's Mike D'Antoni's system, and so that's the only reason he's doing well. He's doing it in a different system. He's even more complete as a basketball player. His skills are better. He's a better shooter. He's a better dribbler. He makes better decisions. So this is a more durable version of Linsanity. That's why we call it Linsanity Prime. It's not quite the same thing, although the productivity is similar. Like I said, I'm ecstatic. All I want to see now is let's just try to play your best game going into the next game. Try to close out the month strong. There's 3 more games this month, so I just hope Jeremy's able to do his best for those. And with the understanding, there will be some games that don't look as good as every other game. We know recently he didn't do incredibly well in the Utah game, although we discussed that, and a lot of that had to do with the Utah defense. But just continue to move along the progress curve. There will be the setbacks. There will be the Utah games or the Atlanta games. That's okay. As Brent Yin said on Twitter, you learn from those games. Those aren't even negatives. The challenge is a little tougher, so you have to adapt to it. But you have to go through it, then you can adapt to it. And that's it. That's like I said. I can't be any happier than I am with the way Jeremy's playing. This is phenomenal, and I'm convinced that it's here to stay, and that he and Team Lin understands the ingredients to make it stay. They know how he's doing this, and they know what they did to kind of tune him up a little bit to get him playing like this. Once you know what to do, once you have the formula, then you can do it. You can do it and keep doing it. And I think they have the formula now. Whereas, again, Linsanity had its own particular formula. Mike D'Antoni's system, Jeremy was new on the scene and he hadn't been scouted and teams didn't know his tendencies. And okay. And plus the unique teammates that he had. He had a really good group of guys that worked well with him and were unselfish and this type of thing. Well, you can't always replicate the D'Antoni system. You can't replicate those teammates. You can't replicate not being on anybody's scouting report. Now he's been able to have the same type of success in a totally different system. Everybody scouted him out completely, and with not only different teammates, but new teammates. He doesn't have, he's only had a year with these guys, or less than a year. And this is what we want from Jeremy, is we want his skills to be portable, no matter where he goes, or what team he plays for, or what coach he plays for, or what system he plays in. We want him to be able to succeed. And I think that's what he's showing now. So it is different than Linsanity. That's why it is Linsanity Prime. This is a portable or transferable version of Linsanity that we are seeing now being created. And he understands it. His team understands it. He's much more emotionally mature, in my opinion, and being able to, he's ready for it now. New York kind of took him by surprise, took everybody by surprise. There's a lot of ups and downs of that. Now I think Jeremy's more ready for this, and that's going to help him sustain this. And it's going to help him navigate when there are some setbacks. Because, again, it's not all, there's still going to be setbacks. There's still going to be tough games, and so on. So, like I said, I'm just beyond happy. I'm pumped. So we move on, and the next game coming up then is tomorrow, Friday, March 27th. Here in the United States, the game will take place at 7:30 p.m., and it is against the Toronto Raptors in Toronto, Canada. Toronto's a good team. They've been kind of on the skids for a bit now. Kyle Lowry didn't play their last game. I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if he's hurt or if he's out for a bit. I really don't know the situation there. Look, Toronto's one of the better teams in the East, but I think their defense can be a little weak at times. We'll have to see. We'll see how it works out with the Lakers. But, the Lakers are catching them at a good time, I believe. But still, they're a powerful team. They could score a lot. They have a very vocal crowd. So that certainly is going to be a good test for the Lakers and for Jeremy. Again, we'll see if Kyle Lowry ends up playing or not. If he does, that certainly makes things more challenging for Jeremy. I don't know. We'll just have to find out if he's in or not. I don't know the information on that. And, okay, so that game then, Friday, March 27th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. And the game will take place on Saturday, March 28th at 7:30 a.m. in China, Taiwan, and the Philippines. Thumbs up, thumbs down, your comments below. Thank you to Gary Chen for the artwork you're looking at right now. Gary's a member of the Jeremy Only Lynn Garden fan club. You'll find information for Gary and Jeremy Only Lynn Garden in the video description below the video player. Also in the video description, we'll put highlights of this game so you can go and check them out. Finally, in the video description, you'll find information how you can come and follow us on Twitter and how you can come and join the Conservative New Media Facebook group. We love interacting with people on Twitter. I'm there a good amount of time, so come check it out. Love to interact with you there as well. Once again, I am PFV, Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. Thanks a lot for watching Conservative New Media. We strive to be the #1 Jeremy Lin YouTube fan channel. Look, just a great night. Lakers win. Jeremy was the best player for the Lakers, and he did great in this game. And it's phenomenal. Let's just move on to the Toronto game, and hopefully the same thing can happen. Let's just keep going, and Jeremy's got full momentum now. Full momentum. This is becoming who he is now. And like I said, let's just hopefully against Toronto, we can take another step forward, and we'll go from there. So take care. We'll talk to you again soon. We'll look for you in the YouTube comments. Look for you on Twitter as well. Hope you're having a great night, great day, wherever you are around the world. Talk to you again soon. Be talking to you, like I guess within the next 48 hours or so after the Lakers take on the Toronto Raptors.